What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Truth, and I'm back to you. I'm coming back to you with another video. Today we're gonna be serving some truth juice on my boy Carson Wentz. So today we're gonna be talking about Carson Wentz, and Carson's been taking a lot of criticism in the media over the last few days. Now, I'm not gonna say that the criticism that he's getting isn't deserving. But what I will say that it does come off a little bit abrupt considering Carson Wentz. I felt like when he wasn't playing up to his contract or to my expectations, or um, there was no criticism going. There was always reasons for excuses and things of that nature. But nonetheless, we're going to really dive into Carson Wentz's 5 years with the Eagles and really just kind of do a recap of his career and kind of try to figure out what the problem is. I have an idea. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna say I have an idea. I know what the problem is. But let's go back through here. So, uh, Carson Wentz was drafted number 2 overall in the 2016 draft by the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm gonna give you two sides of this. I'm gonna give you what I've seen from my eyeballs and what I've seen statistically. All right, you can go down to this 2016 stat line right here. Highlight. Main thing we need to look at is that quarterback rating. Quarterback rating, it said he played. I guess if you go by the standard of rookies back in, Peyton Manning time when he was a rookie back in the early 2000s and uh, late 90s, Carson Wentz actually would have had a good rookie season. I think nowadays when we have rookie quarterbacks, we expect them to come in like Russell Wilson and some of these other guys where they have these RG3, where they have these 90 plus quarterback rating rookie seasons. I thought Carson Wentz, I would describe his 2016 season as flashes. I would say he flashed. He flashed a lot. You've seen a lot of potential there. You've seen the skill set. You've seen essentially why he was a number 2 overall pick. Now, he did struggle with some things. Some of the issues that he had in 2020, he struggled with back in 2016. Um, but he had a great start, and then towards the middle and the end of the season, he struggled, quite a bit. But all the talent was there. You've seen the flashes. I think the thing I was most impressed by Carson Wentz in his rookie season was his escapability. Not necessarily his mobility, but his escapability. I mean, some of the times that, I know we're complaining about him holding on the ball now because he's not breaking those tackles, but his rookie year, I mean, the when he ducked under the two Giants defenders and spun around and scrambled for that first down, that was pretty amazing. He had some amazing scrambles and the game against the uh, Green Bay Packers in his rookie season. That was pretty amazing. So just things like that, for me, really solidified Carson to be a potential bona fide player. But there was frustrations too. Um, as you can see by the highlighted 6.2 yard per attempt, he did dink and dunk it a lot. But a lot of that had to do with the receiver talent. And this is rookie year. I'm giving him a pass for the rookie year, and I thought overall it was pretty good. I thought he showed some flashes, and he had a better start to his rookie year than his 2020 season so far. So that's why everything's a little bit alarming about 2020. Now, fast forward. Now, 2017 season. His 2017 season, everyone know that is the MVP season. That is the season where Carson Wentz exceeded everyone's expectations. And I will say, even though he didn't win MVP that year, he missed the last 3 games. He was the best player in football that year. how we talk about Patrick Mahomes and that 50 touchdown, 12 interception season that Patrick Mahomes had. Carson Wentz wasn't going to actually hit those numbers even if he played the last 3 games, but he played phenomenal. Just all around, he was the best player in the NFL that year, which is why in the top 100 list that they did, by the players, where the players vote on it, he was literally ranked the number 3. So Carson Wentz was the best player in football that year, and you've seen statistically in 2017 there was a huge jump. I mean, the completion percentage went down by zero point 0.2 points, but the big jump here was his average yards per attempt. To be an elite quarterback, you have to be accurate on those deep throws. He did struggle with the deep throws, the deep ball accuracy in the beginning of the season. I remember really a lot of it had to do with that Kansas City game. Some of it with Alshon. He was struggling a little bit, but he got it together. 7.5 completion percentage. I remember he was the number 1 quarterback on third down that year. Had the highest quarterback rating, completion percentage. He obviously took almost 50 something less sacks, and he had 100 plus quarterback rating. So I thought that was Carson Wentz's season. Now you talk about the big change. We're gonna get to that in a second. Why Carson Wentz had that big jump from his rookie year to his MVP year. So keep that in mind. We're gonna circle back to that one. Then he gets hurt. Nick Foles comes in, win a Super Bowl. We know the story. 2018 season came. Now, this is honestly the 2018 season was the last time I watched Carson Wentz play, and I seen Carson Wentz be that MVP guy that we were used to seeing in the 2016 season. In 2000, I mean, not 2016, in the 2018 season was the last time I seen Carson Wentz actually be Carson Wentz. In some ways, I thought he was better. The only thing he wasn't better at in 2018 was late game decision making, which he's struggling with now. I don't think he was ever really get great at that because we were blowing out opponents in 2017. He just had a really good team in 2017. 2018, a lot of those games came down to the wire. Carson Wentz played phenomenal and looked like Carson Wentz pretty much in most of those games. I remember 2018, I believe there was the slow start thing that we would start off real slow. No, actually 2018 was the opposite. So we would get leads in 2018 and then blow them. And then there was a few games against Dallas where we actually got down and Carson brought the team back. But just his late game decision making has never been great. I would say Carson's not a clutch quarterback, regardless of what you've seen against when he played against basement teams in 2019. 2018 season, he played extremely well. His deep ball accuracy was there, even though he really didn't have any deep ball receivers. He looked sharp. A lot of what he did from 2017 translated over, and I thought it improved. The only difference was the team around him wasn't as good uh, defensively, and he had to kind of step up in those late game situations and win the game, and he wasn't able to do that. So that was really a big problem with the 2018 season. He ended up getting hurt, aka benched. I don't think Carson was, as the Eagles said, if they were in playoff contention still, Carson would be playing, or he would have played. So I do believe there was injury there, but he played a game at least through that injury. I think in reality, it was an opportunity for them to bench him, and it was last year they had Nick Foles there, so they were just gonna give Nick Foles a chance to really ride that wave again. And as you could see how the team responded, they was really excited about Nick Foles coming. I mean, they built a shrine in the locker room Um, you know, they were saying in Foles they trust. I mean, they were just really galvanized by just really galvanized by Nick Foles, excuse me. And it showed in the play. And it showed in the team play, which is what we seen. The team rallied around Nick Foles and we beat the number one defense in Chicago. And we almost beat the Saints if it wasn't for Alshon Jeffrey dropping that pass. And I will be doing a video on Alshon Jeffrey at some point this week. But moving on, that was the last time to me we seen Carson Wentz be Carson Wentz. Even though he didn't win as many games, I believe he was like 5-6 before Nick Foles came in. Then we go to the 2019 season. I'm gonna try to wrap this up in a little bit. We're gonna go to the 2019 season. I thought Carson. That's when I really started to see Carson wasn't playing good football to me. His numbers say one thing, but the reality is his decision making in late game situations and his inability to make the simple throws. Not because Carson Wentz is super inaccurate. A lot of it has to do with his mechanics. He hasn't really mechanically been sound over the last few years. I think 2018 was the last time really his mechanics were really on point. So that 2019 season, the issue with the mechanics is actually translating into this 2020 season, which Mike Greenberg and pretty much everyone else is calling Carson Wentz the worst quarterback in the NFL. And statistically, that is true. We look down in here. Matter of fact, let's see.
Through 2 weeks of this season, who has been the worst quarterback
You'll
in the
hear it
NFL?
right here.
Well, a pretty compelling case could be made that the answer is Carson Wentz. No one has thrown more interceptions. No one has been sacked more times, and no one has made more off-target throws. Since his team was up 17-0 on Washington, the Eagles have scored touchdowns on 2 of 21 drives. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's the banged-up offensive line. Guess what? You're wrong. Our analytics actually have the Eagles 5th in the league in pass protection. The problem has actually been the internal clock and decision-making. Week 1, Wentz took 8 sacks and threw the ball away 0 times. Of his 20 off-target throws this year, 15 have come from a clean pocket. This cannot be described as other people's fault. The truth is this. In 2017, Wentz was an MVP frontrunner before he got hurt. On a team so good it won the Super Bowl without him, beating Tom Brady in a game in which Brady threw for 500 yards and his team didn't punt. The following year, Wentz was 5-6 when he got hurt again. Nick Foles finished 4-1, beat the #1 defense in the league in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the numbers say that since then, Wentz has been an average quarterback. Since that first injury, the Eagles are 14-15 in his starts. They scored 23 points a game, which is exactly the league average. And his QBR is 59.9, exactly the same as Jameis Winston's. Right now, his team is winless. It drafted a quarterback in the 2nd round, and it got booed off the field Sunday in a game with no fans. They get the Bengals this week in what suddenly feels a little bit like a crossroads. If the Eagles wind up on the wrong side of this, figure their city to be an awfully tough place to find any brotherly love.
All right. So that was Mike Greenberg with this take on Carson Wentz, and he actually put out facts there, you guys. Facts are what I've been seeing since 2018, which a lot of Eagles fans, for some reason you can't criticize Carson Wentz. You're a hater if you criticize Carson Wentz. The reality is, those guys that say stuff like that aren't Eagles fans. They're Carson Wentz fans. So, if Carson Wentz, as an Eagles fan, I want Carson Wentz to do well. But I want whoever, because of the investment, and it sets us back if he doesn't do well. However, I'm not going to hold my tongue if he isn't playing well. because I want my team to win. There's a Super Bowl window, and you want your team to win Super Bowl. So if he's not the guy that's getting us wins, then we need to figure something else out. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up with the reason why Carson Wentz is struggling, what his real problem is. Outside of personnel decisions, the fact that he's not being able to make simple throws, he's pressing a little bit. The big difference between 2016 and the 2017 season, and I was really excited about, was that, Carson Wentz went to work on his mechanics with the quarterback guru, Adam Daduex. I don't know if I say you say his name, but Adam Daduex, the quarterback guru. Um, you know, and as you can see here, he was a former minor league pitcher who took over the Tom House company. And House has worked with some of the top quarterbacks in the game. He's worked with Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan. And here in this article, it says exactly what I was saying. He had a really good start mechanically his rookie year, and it kind of deteriorated quite a bit during the later part of the season. And that's exactly what it says here in this article about Wentz's mechanics deteriorating over the course of the rookie year, resulting in an uptick of turnovers. So yeah, I think that the big thing is his mechanics is messed up. He's missing easy throws that, a guy of his talent level. I don't think Carson Wentz has really proved anything yet. That he's elite quarterback. I think he showed glimpses of that. But the throws he's missing, whether Doug Peterson want to say there's no layups in the NFL, and if you haven't played and you don't know, the fact is the guy for what he is getting paid at his position with his talent level is missing too many routine, easy pitch and catch throws. Nobody covering the receiver, screen passes, 5 yards from him. He's missing the simple things. I'm not talking about throwing in a tight window. We know those throws are difficult. We expect, elite quarterbacks to be able to make those throws. But we know those are difficult throws. We're talking about the simple things, the wide open guys he's overthrowing, or missing on passes. Occasionally, we get it. Nobody's perfect. We're all human. But for it to be for you to consistently be inconsistent, that's a problem. But anyway, this is what I believe is the issue with Carson Wentz. He needs to go see that quarterback guru, Adam Daduex, or whoever that is, and work on his mechanics and get mechanically sound. I know it was hard to do that with the pandemic, but his mechanics weren't really all that good last year. So Carson Wentz needs to listen to this take or whatever takes that are out there. He needs to drink the truth juice and, accept the reality that his job is on the line and he needs to improve because right now his team is 0-2. And I'm not going to give a preview until the preview of the game, but I'm going to tell you whether I think the Eagles are going to be 0-3 this coming week. Anyway, guys, this is the end of this episode of Truth Juice 101, and I hope you guys have a blessed one. Thank you for everything. You guys take care. Bye.